A call from my daughter on Thursday of last week telling me that someone had sent her picture unknowingly to a complete stranger. And she was totally upset. She was afraid. She didn't know what to do. She didn't know if they were in the school. She just was like, I have no idea, Mom. Like, can you get here? She was in a panic. She said, could you just please get here because something's wrong? And I got to the school as fast as I could. And they told me that they had pulled a video and saw that there was a cell phone being passed around amongst 5 students at the time, and that they needed more time to investigate the story, and if I could give them to the next day to do investigation on the story.
So you don't even know do you know what the picture looks like at this point? What is the picture?
At this point, the assistant principal of the school did show me by her cell phone a picture of my daughter sitting on the school bleachers looking up, but it wasn't, she didn't know that they had even snapped it. They just snapped the picture of her and sent. So that's all she would show me.
What was the caption underneath that?
The caption was so vulgar, and I even hate to even say it, but under her picture that they sent, it said, "Come and get some of this black girl's pussy."
How upsetting was that when you read that and saw that?
It crushed my soul. I could not believe that 13-year-olds would do this to a teammate, to a peer, to someone that they called a friend. And then it caused a huge deflation for our daughter because she just completely melted. Like, she couldn't believe that they would do her that way. So it caused a large amount of pain, a large amount of pain, that her safety was compromised. Her future is now going to be unknown. Like, she's afraid. She's frightened. She doesn't want to go anywhere now. She's normally a social butterfly. It has caused us so much pain that we had to get a doctor an appointment. We did.
Dad, what was that like for you to see your daughter in a picture, regardless of what people are going to claim, she was dressed, whatever, it doesn't matter, and to see that caption associated with your daughter like that, sent to who knows who?
Anger, fear, everything you can describe for me as a father to protect her. For my daughter to be out here like that on social media with those words, disgusting words up under my little angel.
You at this point have no idea who this picture has been sent to or what's being done with this picture.
Correct. At this point, last week, we didn't know anything, and still we only have the superintendent's word that it is now being told to us that it is an 8th grader. We don't know that. It wasn't in the report.
Has anybody laid eyes on this 8th grader in Louisiana?
Other than a picture that they showed me from the text thread, I don't know if that's really him. Who knows?
And regardless, that's still got to be traumatizing.
It is
for a
very.
13-year-old.
It is very traumatizing for her. She, for them to find it funny and think that it was a joke to taunt him. She wants to know why. Why? That's her question to me every day. Mom, why me? Why did they do this to me? Why did I have to be included in such an awful joke, as they called it? That was the words that they used. And so she's just beyond herself. She's just not herself. And it's sad for us to see her daily have to go through this so far, and no one seems to feel how she feels or even think that her safety matters. The school failed us for her safety. And when we speak with the administration at the school, it's, well, it didn't, it could, I don't think they meant to hurt her. I don't think that, it's what they don't think. They don't think it was meant to hurt her. It's not harassment. It's not bullying. It's not trafficking. It was just them taunting him by sending her picture.
So those are the things that you've been told?
Those are the things that I told. Not to mention, they told me that it was blown up bigger than what it was.
How did that make you feel?
Oh, I asked her to please enlighten me. I asked the assistant principal, please enlighten me. What do you mean that it's blown up bigger? She said, well, the girls kind of twisted the story and said that there was a group picture sent, and it wasn't a group picture. Well, at yesterday's meeting with the two superintendents and the assistant principal, I then learned that it wasn't any other African-American students, females. It was only our daughter. Her picture was the only one sent. So there never was a group picture, which makes it worse because you originally told me that it was 4 African-American black girls, cheerleaders, pictures being sent.
And that's what the school initially.
The school initially, the assistant principal initially said that on last Thursday, January 26th.
And so you learn of new information, and what's going through your mind?
Yeah. So my whole thing was, where's the police? Is the police involved in this? And they told me yes. So we've been failed by Bryant Police Department as well. Talked to the officer, he did nothing. He did no initial report, no nothing. And he spoke in the report that I got after I told him that he needed to do a report, that he told me, well, the report says that him and the principal talked about it, and they didn't think it was no harassment done, and no charges should be found or filed. Last time I checked, the school makes school rules, police department make police rules. The police department enforce law, the school enforce school rules.
That's correct.
The school official cannot tell the police department what to do. Then they come and tell us, well, if it make you feel better, that the sergeant called and verified that this coaching kid is a kid, an 8th grader at Louisiana. Oh, really? He did this on when? Yesterday. When schools closed on the ice day. He's working on the ice day at home. Where's the documentation? No documentation, no investigation. It wasn't in the report. And I called him, still haven't got a call back.
We went by the police department.
Went by the police department. But then it's my thing too. If it was that easy for the sergeant to do on yesterday, why the officer at the school who was assigned to the school couldn't do that on Thursday to give us this reassurance that say, hey, I can say, hey, my kid is safe at Bryant Middle School.
And Thursday last week.
Thursday last week.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
And his report says on January 27th, when actually this incident occurred on January the 26th.
Law enforcement background as a school resource officer.
So you know exactly what should and shouldn't be done.
Yes, on both sides. I know the school side and I know the law side.
Do you feel that they followed proper protocol?
Failed us tremendously on both sides, the school side and the law side. And normally it's a safety net in there. If the school fail you, the law side usually pick you up. If the law fail you, the school side normally pick it up. On this case, they both failed us.
Let's get to the disciplinary action now that you've heard. Obviously the school cannot, has the school been able to tell you what they've done as far as disciplinary action?
No, they haven't. The school's answer to everything to us is, we can't speak with you about the sanctions. Is that the correct word?
Yes.
We can't speak with you about it. We can't tell you this, or we can't tell you. They can't tell us anything at all. Is what, when we ask questions, that's what they constantly tell us. But we did learn through social media that the girls only received 3 days of OSS.
Which is?
On out of school suspension.
So 3 days suspended.
3 days suspended.
I asked them, how did you get the disciplinary action? How did we get 3 days suspension? And they told us that they gave them cell phone violation.
Yeah.
Cell phone violation. I said, what about bullying? What about harassment? I come to this school for all my daughter's games and events. I can't even use the bathroom. All I see is bullying signs, no bullying. It's more bullying signs than it is Brian Hornet signs around the school.
Yeah.
And it was for cell phone usage.
Cell phone usage.
violation.
Yes, that is how she coded it. She said she coded it based on cell phone violation. No harassment, no bullying, no sexual, no. She coded it by inappropriate cell phone usage at school.
Obviously, all of them being on the cheerleading team, you feel like there could have been more done. What would you have liked to have seen, or what would you like to see happen?
Yes, what we asked was, to be fair, these girls need an indefinite suspension, more than 3 days. We asked them to be kicked off the team currently. We asked for the girls to not be able to attend the winter dance that's getting ready to come up in a couple of weeks. we asked them to not allow them to try out for next year because they're cheerleaders. They're not leaders. We're looking for leaders. The school wants a leader to represent. Our daughter is a leader. She's an ambassador for Bryant Junior High School. She's the captain, even though they won't give her the captain title. She does all of the captain duties of the team. She was the captain last year for her 7th grade, and she's doing an exceptional job this year. So we want them to be fair. We're not asking for, anything that we don't think is acceptable. Just take the girls off the team, give a formal apology. They publicly humiliated her, publicly. And they made social media jokes about it. Like it's funny that they hurt her in the way that they did, and it's unacceptable. And so we asked, and they told us, the school said, well, we can't make the decision to be kicked off the team. That's up to the coach.
What's the coach say?
She can't talk to us. She can't talk to us. Yeah.
And I'm assuming that's at the direction of her.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Of her,
Which is
yeah.
exactly the
Yeah.
same.
Yes.
You're not asking for anything outrageous.
No.
No.
Let's ask for the same thing our daughter would have got.
Yes.
Be fair across the board.
Yes.
That's it.
That's
That's all we ask for. We don't want nobody to lose their job. We ain't trying to sue nobody. We don't want nobody to get demoted out their position. All we want them to be fair. The right disciplinary action for these girls' consequences.
Yes.
Because you guys look like you're pretty level-headed parents.
Oh,
This
yeah.
could be a learning
Exactly.
Exactly.
situation.
Exactly.
Don't you
And definitely could be a learning, but it's going to take longer than 3 days. We were told that they cannot discipline the children for things that they did at home. So the TikTok videos were made at home. They said they can't discipline for things of that nature.
But what about them being athletes? Because I'm pretty sure an athlete
Exactly.
can get disciplined anywhere.
There you go. That's what we were driving home. But again, everything started with, we don't think it was meant to harass her. We don't think the girls had any ill intent to hurt her. Everything is how they start, with that sentence is that they didn't mean to hurt her. We don't believe that they were trying to purposely hurt her. But every picture that we were shown, every picture, none of them had the language that was posted after our daughter's picture to this individual who we still have no idea who he is.